공식수교 불교대학장 선생님께서 발표를 하시겠습니다. 큰 박수 부탁드리겠습니다.
Venerable members of Sakya, His and Her Excellencies, distinguished scholars and ladies and gentlemen. My name is Soonil and I'm Dean, College of Buddhism at Dongguk University. It is my great honor to be able to give a talk here in this auspicious place where we celebrate 50 years diplomatic tie between Nepal and India, and also we celebrate the birthday of the Buddha in this auspicious period. And I am kind of a scholar working on Pali and Sanskrit, but during the last 4 or 5 years, my investigation goes to the ancient sites relating to the Buddha. So today, I'd like to show you the photo and some of the problem and some of the information we can get from Chinese pilgrims and how we can match it. And eventually, so that I can give you some idea that what kind of problem there in between India and Nepal. What kind of things they want to talk about it. Hopefully, I can make it to this presentation. So Lumbini is widely believed to be the birthplace of the Buddha, as indicated by the inscription of King Ashoka, enduring stone pillar at the site. Approximately 100, 200 years after the Buddha's nirvana, Emperor Ashoka, ruler of the vast empire that unifies central and northern India, personally visited Lumbini to pay homage to the birthplace of the Buddha. The revered site of Sakya tribe by saying the Buddha of Shakya clan was Lumbini. However, the precise location of Kapilavastu, where the Buddha spent his childhood, remains uncertain. Tilaurakot, situated northwest of Lumbini on Nepal side, is undergoing a systematic excavation and is a potential candidate, while Piprahwa, located southwest of Lumbini, on the Indian side, is a completed excavation and it appears also very much promising. This presentation aims to analyze the strength and weakness both of Tilaurakot and the Piprahwa as a potential site for the Kapilavastu, delving into various unresolved issues surrounding the Buddha's early life, starting from Lumbini, investigating their excavation and discovery, and exploring intriguing aspects of Buddha's early journeys. So my presentation, thanks to my colleague Christopher Cooper, who was the director in the Lumbini International Research Institute there, together with our working group, consists of scholars from 13 or 15 countries. We all work together on the site of Tilaurakot, Lumbini, and Piprahwa together. So Lumbini, as you can see, just north of the border in between Nepal and India, just over here. In this area, in the center of there, we have a secret garden. And this secret garden is the place where the Buddha is supposed to be born. I had a conference 4 years ago in Tilaurakot, in Lumbini, together with the German ambassador and so on, where we try to get the information from Chinese pilgrims and whether it is matching to the current day's position according to the description we can get from the traveler by Pasien and also Xuanjiang. And the Pasien, in this case, 50 li east from the city was the garden named Lumbini, where the king entered the pond and bath. Having come forth from the pond on the northern bank, after 20 steps, she lifted her hands up, laid hold of a branch of a tree, and with her face to the east, give a birth to the heir apparent. That's the description from Pasien, and this is the place where nowadays we usually call it as the birthplace of Buddha. The building look like this. It's a totally covered with a new construction. So inside there, we supposed to have original part of the Maya Devi temple, together with this very important pillar of the King Ashoka, just next to it. So inside of the building, we have a Maya Devi temple, where we suppose, the Buddha was born. This drawing was done by Baum Mukherjee around 100 years ago. He visited there. He found the pond. He found the pillar. He found the place. Nowadays we call it Maya Devi temple. This photo was taken by one of the archaeologists around 1860 or 1896, I think. Anton Pure. Somewhere here, exactly here, you can see the pillar and you can see the Maya Devi temple in the place where this was first appeared. And step by step, we cut off all the trees and grasses, and this area become very clear to see, but it takes a long time. This is all the construction before the Second World War, 1920s and 1930s, and then we continue to excavate in this area together with the pillar and Maya Devi temple. Now we have covered. So I guess at the time of the Buddha, we have Ashoka tree where the Buddha was born, with a railing, covering from there. But unfortunately, this tree died out. I don't know exactly when, but when this tree disappeared, we only have a Maya Devi temple, and inside we put the stone carving of the scene where the Buddha was actually born. We are guessing. So the first, I'd like to show you the carving of the Buddha, which actually show the birth of the Buddha. So artificially remove the people there, maybe done by Hindus or maybe done by Muslims. I'm not sure. And also this bu분 was cut. So now we actually put it together. And here is the King Maya, and maybe God Indra, and the Buddha was born here. Maybe Buddha was just standing over. This kind of thing, holding the tree is very typical for Indian tradition, where we call it two-hearted one, or yakshini with a two heart. When do you think the people has a two heart inside their body? Woman conceive a baby. Baby's heart and the mother's heart beating together. So it is called the two-hearted one. So two-hearted one in Indian tradition is just like in Korean 삼신 할멈, the old lady who make couple without children make the birth of the baby, something like that. So India as well, we have a similar tradition. This is the 2nd century before Common Era. Stupa in Indian Museum in Kolkata. You can see two-hearted one yakshini holding the tree there. You can see similar one sanchi as well in the Torana, in the two sides of the gate. You will see the yakshini, two-hearted one. Maybe people without having any children go to the site, hoping to have a baby there, maybe. And why holding the tree? If you go to Chedi Mendut in Indonesia, we have a very nice banyan tree, where the root of the tree coming down from the trenches. One of these roots have reached into the ground, it becomes another tree. So from the old days, Indian tradition believe life is coming down from the trench of the tree and coming down. So holding the tree means something is occur. The birth is near. That's the sign of the Buddha actually appearing. In the early period, in the Amaravati, we call it Amaravati school or Nagarjuna Konda in the south part of India. We describe the Buddha of the birth of the Buddha like this. But you cannot see the Buddha because this is uniconic. Uniconic means we describe the scene of Buddha without showing the Buddha inside there. So holding the tree of Queen Maya appear, and nowhere you can see the Buddha was there. Anybody guess where is the Buddha appear here? When the Buddha become born, he made the 7 steps. You can see the towers held by 4 guardian angels. You can see the footprint 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 steps actually show the Buddha was born at the 7 steps. This is the earliest way to show the birth of the Buddha in this kind of way. I skipped the text. Just that occur here in the Maya Devi temple. And then we have this pillar of King Ashoka. King Ashoka pillar, excellently preserved. And already around 620, when Xuanzang of Chinese pilgrim visited there, he said the top of the pillar destroyed because of the thunderbolt occur. And you can see some of the remains if you go there. And according to Xuanzang, we have a whole figure statue at the top, but that also disappeared. Among the most important thing about this pillar is this area where we have a Lumbini Ashokan inscription. Here, it actually said, Dewanam Piya Piya Dashinan, the King Ashoka, that's the title of the King Ashoka. King Ashoka, having innovated for 20 years as a king, coming here by himself, venerating this place because Buddha of Sakya. Here, the saint of Shakya planet, the Buddha was born. So it actually shows under the power of Mauryan Empire, under the power of pious Buddhist king, this is the place where the Buddha was born. So this is among the most important inscription we can actually have. Just one problem is that the Austrian archaeologist visited there called Anton Führer over here. This is the scene of Anton Führer visiting Mathura. He discovered some of the giant statue. Unfortunately, he made some forgery on the statue of giant Buddhas and some Buddhist one as well in Lucknow Museum in India. So he was kicked away. So many people doubted that inscription might be the forgery done by this man Anton Führer. But I have to say we had more than 6 conferences on whether the Lumbini inscription, the real or not, something like that, in UK, in Austria, and America, and everyone agreed. Anton Führer doesn't have any ability in Sanskrit to make that sort of Middle Indian, very authentic sentence, because his Sanskrit ability is not matching to the outcome we have. So nowadays, we no longer believe that. And also, the founder of that pillar was not Anton Führer, but Khadga Shumsar Rana. And Rana family it was running Nepal for a long time, and he was the 3rd son of Rana family, kicked out from the power, maybe going down to the Tarai area, where he became a kind of amateur archaeologist. And some of the men under him find out this Lumbini pillar. But Anton Führer and Khadga Shumsar Rana first went there. It was covered here. So the inscription was bottom there, underground. Nobody actually can see. According to the early archaeological record, Anton Führer suggested if you digging into the ground, you may find the inscription that might be very nice. And then he depart for another archaeological site. And the Khadga Shumsar Rana, together with the Nepali people, they going into there, they found this inscription down there. So another case to show hardly any possibility to make any forgery done by archaeologists. Here are some British archaeologists and the civil servant looking at the inscription down there. And also we also check the downside of the pillar, because we should make sure the pillar was the right place. If it was moved, then the birthplace of Buddha should move the other place. And you can see here, when we did the digging, it was exactly this place for more than 2,500 years. So we are quite sure this was the place where the Buddha was born. According to Wenjang, he said there are 2 ponds, near the birthplace of the Buddha. And according to the early Buddhist inscription, from one pond we have hot water, from one pond we have cold water. Together with that, they give a bath of the Buddha when the Buddha was first born. But now, if you go there, you have only one lake. So I asked about it to Dr. Bidari. Dr. Bidari was working in the Lumbini development in trust. Now I think he's in Lumbini University, teaching there. Bidari said he once drained all the water and find out 2 round-shaped, pond under this one rectangular pond, which actually suggests, as a Chinese pilgrims show, there are 2 ponds actually in this area, which give us more credit. So he showed me the photo 1 and 2 down there. Actually, 1 from hot water, 1 now from cold water. This is the scene of the birth of the Buddha in Korean style. You can see here, Queen Maya holding the tree, the Buddha was born, and the Buddha was here. And here the Buddha had a dragon bath. 1 hot pond, 1 cold pond, 2 ponds. Buddhist tradition tried to keep the information correct. Even in China or in Korea, in China we try to make it better. This is the sign of the Buddha. Okay, how about the Tilaurakot? Tilaurakot, it's Obipa. This is the Lumbini garden, and we have a city of Tilaurakot. From Tilaurakot, going up north, we have a Tilaurakot. A bit very far, and supposed to be the childhood home of the Buddha. And we have a book done by Charles Allen, the Buddha and Dr. Anton Pierre. He explained all the problem we usually get, from how to identify the place as a Kapilavastu. He actually showed the Persian's path and Suenjang's path different. And if we follow Suenjang's path, Tilaurakot might be Kapilavastu. But if we follow Persian's direction, we ended up with the Piprahwa area, Indian side. Clearly we have a problem. If you go there, in that area, we have 2 past Buddha's stupa and a pillar in those areas. And according to Buddhist tradition, before the Buddha, we have a past Buddhas. If you go to if you go to Ananda Temple in Bagan in Myanmar, you will see 4 past Buddhas. So this is my favorite area where I do the research, because all the Indian Buddhist construction destroyed by Muslims around the 12th century. But Kiamjet, the king of Bagan during the time, built this temple for the sake of his mother. So one of the last remaining Indian temple actually was in Bagan. And this is Krakchanda Buddha. This is Honakamana Buddha, and Gautama Buddha, and Kashyapa Buddha, 4 Buddhas well preserved there. So in the area of Tilaurakot, we have a place where the Karakuchanda and Honakamana are actually born. And the first one, Karakuchanda, according to the Suenjang, it is Kodan, south of Tilaurakot. And the Kodan supposed to be the place where the Buddha met his father, when the Buddha, together with a large group of monks, visiting his hometown, the king Suttosana coming out from his palace met him. And according to some northern Buddhist tradition, it was Nigroda group. But in Pali tradition, it's amba. Amba is a mango. If you go to Khodan, surrounded by actually mango tree, surrounded by mango tree. And now the temple is a Hindu temple, usually built around the 900 up until 12th century. Very nice Hindu construction there. Some of the bricks actually moved from Tilaurakot to Khodan area. So we guess the center of a village where people living is changing. When the Buddha was born, Tilaurakot might be the center of the village. But around the 10th or 11th century, the center of a village moved from there to Piprahwa and Buddaha area. That is why they moved some of the bricks from there to Buddaha. And also, it said near the Buddaha, there are another, former Buddha's stupa and Ashoka pillar. That was a Buddaha. Very close, very close. If you go to Buddaha in the old days, covered with water during the rainy season, you can only see the top of the Ashoka pillar during that time. But if we drain all the water, it is quite big, quite big. Part of the reason. Unfortunately, no inscription here. But clearly, we have a stupa and the pillar. So this is Konaka Manas, some of the former Buddha's remains, or something like that. Now better, relocated. So only this part left, another totally disappeared. According to HWANG, from there to going up, another very important site. Also, we can see that's the Tilaurakot and the Shakya. Tilaurakot, if you go there, you can see another pillar, Ashoka pillar there. This one already lying down. And inscription here actually show King Ashoka visited here, make the stupa twice the size bigger than before. Something like that for the Konaka Mana Buddha. It was discovered here, just the side of the bank, and also the inscription part was not in the in a good angle. It was actually lying down. So this is not the original place. This pillar was actually stood, and we believe original place of this stupa might be the Tilaurakot, where Konakamana might have a bus. And also we have a medieval inscription here in the stupa, very clearly done. The same inscription was on Lumbini as well, but in very, very bad shape, which means in Lumbini, stupa was erected. Not easy to make a carving there, so the quality of inscription very bad. But here already this stupa was lying down, so good position to make inscription here. So I think already one of the Nepal king of southern Tarai visited there around the 1600. This stupa already lying down in this area. So Tilaurakot just near there might be the place where the Konakamana, another former Buddha, was born. Nice rectangular shape pot you can visit. Okay, no time to read this one. I just skip and show you the pot. So Tilaurakot. Tilaurakot, I visited there just around 3 months ago. This January, I revisited there. And luckily, I met Robin Cunningham. Robin Cunningham is working in this area together with the Lumbini Development Trust and the UNESCO to make this site right. He's from Durham University. He used a magnetic reader to have a ground scanning. With the ground scan, he discovered he discovered a rectangular shape of the street built in the Tilaurakot area. It actually shows in the ancient days, people they are living according to the city life, not the rural life actually. they have it. And also, according to him, this is a southern part of Tilaurakot, and this huge area we have a magnetic scan. Discovered that there was a Buddhist monastery more than according to Robin Cunningham, 3,000. I said no, that's impossible. According to Yuanjang, Yuanjang said the Samadhiya Nikaya, which means part of Buddha, the Buddhist Sangha. 300 monks living outside of the Kapilavastu was actually described in the travel log of the Yuanjang, and we actually discovered here. So Tilaurakot, very very nicely preserved, and everything we can see in the Tilaurakot actually reflects us of the information written by Yuanjang. So I am definitely sure Yuanjang around 620 in India, he visited here and he proudly mentioned, writing down in his travel log that this is the place where the Buddha spent his early period. Tilaurakot, visited by Babu Mukherjee around early 1900. He made a nice drawing and he made some of the important place. The Buddha made his going forth from home to home business through the eastern gate, and each gate Buddha made 4 journeys. In each journey, Buddha encountered the reality of human condition. The first journey, he met the old man. Second journey, he met sick man. Third journey, he met dead person. And the fourth journey, he met the Shuraman, maybe giants or Ajivika. I'm not sure. So we actually have eastern, outside of the eastern gate, we have stupas there. To the northern gate, directly out of the castle or going up, we have a twin stupa there. And the western side, village developed. So maybe we didn't do any check, but we check very carefully on this village. We can have another stupa site there. Unfortunately, the southern one, according to Cunningham, was not the stupa site. He actually checked it. This is the goldsmith pit where they made the steel. All the remains just become very round shape, so everyone believed. This is the western gate of Tilaurakot, and the size of the brick actually shows this is not the Mauryan castle. Mauryan castle means at the time of the Buddha, but this stone is usually cushion. According to the size, we can actually guess. So I think this is the 1st or 2nd century common era. But any castle, when they build, they have an original mud castle, and then they have another brick castle, and so on. So maybe original one, going back to the time of the Buddha, I'm pretty sure. And inside there, lots of working has been done. And in the center of the Tilaurakot, we have a Hindu temple. But once a holy place, always holy place. Just behind the Hindu temple, we found the Buddhist remains. And large amount of bricks and so on discovered. We are not yet reported the outcome, but hugely important Buddhist temple already there. Before we guess that Hindu temple built. And some of the brick discovered in Kudan area actually comes from the Hindu temple. And this is Eastern Gate. And Eastern Gate is among the most important places because through here the Buddha made, going forth from home to home business. He became wandering, authentic, looking for the truth from there. So Eastern Gate. I will show you the stupa site just outside of Eastern Gate. Not that high, very low at the bottom there. If you go there, it's not that high, but very big size. So this might be commemorating the site. This might be the place where early people there built a Buddhist temple, commemorating the going forth of the Buddha from the Eastern Gate to something like that. You can actually see. And over the top we have a twin stupa over here. And this is a goldsmith I just mentioned. Okay, how about the Indian side? Indian side we have a Piprahwa. And Piprahwa, I put it here, just 2 kilometers down from the border between Nepal and India. You can see here how close it is. Lumbini here. This is a drawing done by William Claxton Pepe, and Pepe was British. Yeah, he's British. He went there as a colonial engineer and taking care of this area for the Gorakhpur and Buddaha area. This is a photo of William Claxton Pepe. And around 1880 and 1890, Xuanzang's travel to India was translated into English and become spread all around civil servants in India. When they read it, and they try to identify the place, and they all become amateur archaeologists. They dig it, and there's something good, and took it, and there's something stone, and so on. They put them into the museum like that. And fortunately for William Pepe, just the borderline between India and Nepal, we have one stupa site. It looks very nice. We now call it Piprahwa. And he entered into the trenches. He actually find one stone coffin, never been opened yet. This is for the first time in the entire Buddhist archaeological history. This is the first time not opened stone coffin discovered. And even in India, this is the only stone coffin. Nowhere else we can actually see. And inside there, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 relic casket, and one of them has got inscription. Here, inscription. You can see. Some student said to me that inscription looks very poor shape because local inscriber might well doing it. The Ashokan inscription I show you in the Ashoka pillar may be done by the capital city and then bring it. So you can see the excellent outcome, but the local people might well doing it. So the shape of the inscription not good. And another one is this glassware with fish on the top. Is kind of a treasure pot where we discover 1600 all those beautiful necklace and so on, and the golden flower and everything. That actually show this is a gift not by ordinary people but by the king. So who then the king who gave this kind of such an important donation? We believe it was King Ashoka, because I talked with Hari Park. Hari Park was a German archaeologist working on Lumbini and Piprahwa. He dedicated entire his life, and he was also pretty sure it was King Ashoka. I put too much. Because this stone coffin, when we check the material and everything, this is the same stone when King Ashoka made the Ashoka pillar. So the same quarry, they made the stone pillar, they made this stone coffin. So we're pretty sure this was done by King Ashoka. I will come back later. And also this one, this very beautiful red and greenish flower shape with a hole in the middle. This is very precious. I think the mala, they will put it here or on the neck and so on. But they try to keep it as it is. So they use the gemstone there. And according to our colleague in EFEO, the place where they made it is the Kaosangpyeong. Part of the Thailand, where we can actually discover the workshop to make that sort of glassware from there. We are very pretty much sure it might be from there. The inscription, as I mentioned here, is this one. It's a Brahmi script. And the other side of this inscription, we have initial translation. This lady appears to be those of the Buddha himself, which means the lady inside of that lady casket might well belongs to the Buddha. So this is a Piprahwa inscription. Most important thing is here. Idam Sharira Nidane Buddhasa Bhagavate Shakyana. This lady casket belongs to blessed person of Shakya clan called the Buddha. So it actually suggests inside there was actually the relic of Buddha. Unfortunately, we have Antopure appear here as well because he visited there 4 weeks after the discovery. So many people doubt whether this inscription also forged by this Antopure. But another outcome of the conference, we are pretty sure that's impossible. This is a real one. If you want to see the Kopan, you should go to Kolkata Indian Museum. It was actually placed there. You can actually see very nice condition, And this is from my speculation together with Hari Park. What kind of stone coffin there? If we saw early Indian Buddhist carving, we can see the place of the Buddha was sitting, empty seat like that. This is Nagaraja venerating the Buddha. We have many places where shape of the stone coffin continue to appear in front of the usually Bodhi tree. You hear in the middle of gathering of the people. Here in front of the Bodhi tree and so on. So at the time when Ashoka visited, Ashoka tree was there, and Ashoka cannot put the relic inside of the tree. So I think he made a couple and put them in front of the tree so that everyone venerated. That is why I think we have a huge stone coffin there. Might be so many in India. But unfortunately, because of the war and fighting and Muslim and Hindu and tension between other religions, they all destroyed. And just this one, from Piprahwa, I think survived. Why? Originally in Nepal side, discovered in the Indian side, you may guess. And I suppose that, at the end of the regime of the King Ashoka, the power of Mauryan kingdom deteriorating. There is no longer public reinforcement of the law and kind of a chaos occur. So during that time, people in Lumbini area try to protect this stone coffin. So that is why they move it to the west. Unfortunately for Nepal, it's already over the border of India, and I think they put it in the current Piprahwa site. And why Piprahwa? Around the 1970, Indian archaeological survey of India visited this area again, and I will show you this one. And they discovered another relic down there, in the Piprahwa. And this relic, according to the Indian scholars over here, might be the original relic of the Buddha, which was moved into the New Delhi in the National Museum, proudly open to the general public. So this is the only national museum where Buddhist puja occur every day, when people visiting there. So that's might be the original relic discovered from Piprahwa. So why Piprahwa? We guess, according to the early Buddhist legend, King of Koshala tried to eliminate all the Shakya clan. So they attacked the Shakya clan, and Shakya clan they try to be non-violent. So everyone actually killed. So at the original Kapilavastu, where the Buddha was working there, maybe Tilaurakot disappeared, totally destroyed. The remaining Shakya people maybe gathered together in Piprahwa area, south of the borderline between India and Nepal, and they, I think, built that stupa and so on. So that's our guess. That's our guess. So you can see, as I showing to you very briefly, we still have lots of problems. We still cannot solve the kind of enigma surrounding the area which is actually the birthplace of Buddha and so on. But I have to say that early last year, Korean monk had a walking pilgrimage surrounding India. So we start from Varanasi to the Bodh Gaya and Patna and Kushinagara, and then we go up to the Lumbini. So when we going down there, we just cross from Lumbini directly to Piprahwa area with the effort of diplomatic discussion and so on. So for the first time, tourists have a free entrance from northern Nepal side to the Indian side. I think that's the key for solving the problem. I am not sure whether the birthplace of the Buddha was in Piprahwa or the childhood home of the Buddha was in the Indian side, Piprahwa, or Tilaurakot in Nepal side. But this area, not Nepal, very, very close, and somewhere there might be the remains of childhood home of the Buddha there. Maybe in Indian side or maybe in Nepal side, I'm not sure. But if Nepal and India solve this problem by friendly way, making some kind of international job between Piprahwa and Lumbini and Tilaurakot and Tilaurakot as a kind of a Buddhist pilgrim place where we can freely walking from one place on the other, it might be excellent example to show the Buddhist. Buddhism tended to be known as a religion of freedom, religion of peace, working to solve the problem between the two countries. Thank you very much.